And now sports with Chris Duerr from the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Sports Desk.
Well, we opened this week with 10 Tri-State High School basketball teams still alive and chasing those championship dreams. 2 of them tonight just 1 win away from booking passage to state. But both the KHQA boys and Central Southeastern girls would have to overcome massively talented opponents to get there. For Central Southeastern in super sectional play, 3rd-ranked Nashville, who was coming off a huge win over 2nd-ranked Bree Central in this one. Scoring tough to come by, although Lauren Miller with a hard bucket here and the Band-Aid, the only field goal of the first quarter, and yet she paid for it for her team down 11-5. Second quarter, Miller gets her team back going again. This time a little hezzy move and the bucket to close to within 4. More from Miss Miller yet again. She's going to pull up from mid-range. Nashville's lead is cut to 15-9. Then it's Brylan Lance doing some work with some creation. Gonna find Claire Houston, who's gonna knock home about the longest possible 2 you can hit. Toes on the line at that point. The comeback is kind of on. Still second quarter, it's Carly Peters' strong drive, cutting Nashville back down to a 6-point lead. Time winding down in the half. All of a sudden, Central with a good flourish to finish the first half. CSE going to Miss Miller right here with the larceny and the layup. Cuts it to 7. Third quarter, more from Lauren Miller. The spinorama move to find some mid-range action. Got it down to 6 at 26-20. Unfortunately, all of this flourish is for naught as the final 3:21 of this game, Central Southeastern can't score. Their wonderful season comes to an end at the hands of a really good opponent. Final count in this one sees CSE go down 41-32. All right, how about the KHQA boys on the road tonight, taking on a really good Williamsburg team. You know how good they were in football. Athletes still persist. Second half in this one, KHQA down double digits. Diego Garcia with the nifty take right there. And then check this out. More from the interior game as it's Bodie Beagles with a nice putback in this one. More to clean up right here as well from Diego Garcia. His team down 12 at this point, trying to get that lead down to single digits. KHQA could never quite get there, even with the great take right here by Brenton Horde as he attacks the middle of that really tough Williamsburg defense. It's still a 16-point lead at that point for Williamsburg. They would never really relent in this one. Super talented team. They end KHQA's run with a 51-40 victory. All right, let's move on to Northeast Missouri. Sectional play tonight on the girls' side in this one. South Shelby taking on Ellsbury. Callie McWilliams with the triple to start the fun. Scoring was kind of hard to come by in this game as well for both teams. How about Jillian Reller doing things right here for Carrie Koch's crew as she strikes back for Ellsbury with a triple of her own. The freshman Reese Maupin making a big splash in this one. Offensive board, 3-point play at 7-5 South at this point. More to come. Ellsbury continued to answer in this one. Grace White doing her thing, scoring on the backdoor cut with some pretty stuff right there. Belle Roush, though, going to answer. Would have a really good night before getting hurt. More on that in a second. 3-pointer is good for her. And then Belle, who kind of got things going last week against Palmyra in a big way, gets into the paint, floats one home with a considerable float game. Good stuff from her. Roush working inside yet again. A 3-point play. Big first half as South Shelby would lead 15-9 at this point. So stuff was working in a good direction. Ellsbury trying to come back in this game. More from Jillian Reller. Nice player. Hits the triple, pulls Ellsbury closer. Callie McWilliams, though, having none of it at this point. She's going to get the larceny and the layup to put South Shelby up by 6 at the half, 27-21, and then South is going to pull away. Belle Roush got injured in this game. Don't know the status or the extent. Wasn't pretty, though, and we'll hope she's got a clean bill of health moving forward because South will need her, and they're definitely moving forward. More from Reese Maupin in this one as well as South Shelby gets the win 47-29. Up next for them, a showdown with Centralia, who is awesome and proved it again tonight. The Lady Panthers destroying California on their home floor by 8. That's a really good California team. So South Shelby will be at Centralia Friday at 6 o'clock with a trip to the state semifinals on the line. All right, Schuyler County Clopton didn't amount to what we had hoped tonight. Unfortunately for Schuyler County, their best player, Sydney Ashleman here, got hurt on the first play of the game, could not go on. That was unfortunate. Rams down by 14, and Clopton is just going to take advantage. Brea Smith with a nasty block right there. She was also really good on offense in this game. Give Schuyler County credit. They were down about 30 for the most part in the second half. could never really get back into it. Didn't stop fighting, but the good news for us, Clopton's still alive and kicking with a huge win tonight as the Lady Hawks get the job done. 86-42 is your final. Up next for Clopton, this is the bad news. They've got to face the biggest gorilla in the pool in this one, and that is Tipton, your defending state champs, who are phenomenal. They win by 30 tonight. Clopton does get to host that game on Friday. We do not yet have a time on that one. We can hope that Clopton maybe pulls off one of the biggest upsets in the state. They're going to need it. Well, you're no doubt aware at this point that Hannibal Pirate Wrestling is your newly minted Class 3 state champion. We talked about it a bunch this weekend. The school's first Missouri title of any kind since 1990 and the first for any Pirate Boys program in 94 years. Tonight commenced a week of celebration for this highly accomplished group of young men with a community assembly at Korf Gymnasium, a recognition of 3 individual champions, a recognition of 8 medalists and 10 state qualifiers in all, but also the vibrancy tonight of the Hannibal program as a whole, from varsity down to the youth club. Some really special stuff. And we here at KHQA are not done celebrating these guys just yet. Tomorrow at 6, the Pirates will talk about the journey with us in depth. And on Wednesday, we honor a new champ in Tristan Essig, Student Athlete of the Week style. Again, super excited about this. Never thought I'd live to see this in Hannibal with a state championship, but this is really cool. So again, we're going to celebrate. Speaking of things to celebrate, we'll leave you with this tonight. We now know the postseason path for our friends at Illinois College back in the Division III national tournament for the 2nd straight year. They get to play down in St. Louis at Washington University. Good stuff for Steve Schweer's crew, and they will open with Dubuque on Friday. We do not yet know the time on that one, but if we can get you highlights, we'll certainly do our best to do so coming up on Friday as well.